Greetings, my champions, and welcome to Live with Chatufa. We continue to give you updates of what is happening in the nation. At times, we have so many stories to cover. We have a lot to talk about, and we cannot be able to say all those issues in detail, especially on our main channel where we do quite a lot of commentary, both political and spiritual commentary. Then we have this other platform where we just give you brief updates of what is happening in the nation so that we can keep abreast with what is happening. Songezo Tshabangu is not a leader, but a clown. Killer Zivhu is reiterated. So it's really quite interesting when we hear people that are in ZANU-PF like Killer Zivhu actually talking about the Songezo Tshabangu, while we have Varakashi who are pretending as if they don't know the reality on the ground of who Tshabangu is and what he represents and exactly what he is doing. So Honorable Zivhu says here, years of advocating for unity, even got expelled from parliament for it. But unity with Tshabangu, that's not the unity we desire. Unproductive and useless to the nation. He's a clown, not a leader, not my unity. Hashtag not my unity. That's exactly the truth of what we are seeing happening. And a lot of people really are talking about this. And it's good to hear even people that are in ZANU-PF also talking about this, because this really is nothing but a farce. What Mnangagwa is doing, wanting to come into some kind of government of national unity or whatever that they are doing with Tshabangu, will not hold water, because the Zimbabwean people are not with this. We the Zimbabwean people, we know the truth. We know our real leaders. We are not going to be hoodwinked into believing this, bastardized association of Emmerson Mnangagwa and these sellouts to our struggle. And anyway, even in ZANU-PF, they are divided over Songezo Tshabangu. There are factions like the Chiwenga and military side. We have known from the beginning that they've never been supporting this Songezo Tshabangu strategy. We have known of people that are supporting Songezo as being people like Vana Scott Sakupkanya, who has been paying, who bought a car for Songezo Tshabangu and also was paying holiday in for Songezo Tshabangu. Each time that he comes into Harare, he stays in a hotel and at the expense of these people. So it's actually the people that are within the Lacoste who are surrounding Mnangagwa, people who want to see Mnangagwa go on and on because they are on the feeding trough, they are feeding, they are eating, and they have no problem. They would rather have some added years to their looting and stealing. And those are the people that think that Tshabangu is a politician, that think that Tshabangu is a leader, but he is far from that. You can never have, what kind of a clown is this? Can you ever have a leader of the opposition who tells the sitting president that you need to go on and we want to remain as opposition? Where have you ever had such kind of hypocrisy? So this is quite some level of hypocrisy that is so amazing and sad for our country, Zimbabwe, especially when this kind of politics is also observed by other people. They can see that this is not politics. These are just games. These are just shenanigans that are being done. There's no seriousness in wanting to make Zimbabwe a progressive and democratic nation. And once we demonstrate to the whole world that we are joking with the issues of democracy, of constitutionalism, and rule of law, nobody will take Zimbabwe serious. But Mnangagwa, they are making Zimbabwe to be poorer because the serious people, even serious business people, will never want to associate with Zimbabwe when we see that there is no accountability, there is no meaningful politics that can protect the rights of other citizens, especially the citizens of that nation. If you can't protect your own citizens and you steal elections from them, you kill them, you abduct them, you find people that you buy to pretend to be opposition when they are not, and all the like, all those games, they really make Zimbabwe a laughing stock. And the bar gets very, very low. Our bar is very low as Zimbabwe. And that is what will cause our problems to persist. And yet we are believing that Zimbabwe must begin to work. But how do we work when we have a people that don't respect the nation itself? You know, the major problem we have in Zimbabwe is that we have people that want to put individuals first before the nation. We can't put Mnangagwa before Zimbabwe, because Zimbabwe has always been there before Mnangagwa. Nobody is of the same age with Zimbabwe. You see, Zimbabwe has always been there, and it will remain there. All of us will pass by, will die, and we will leave Zimbabwe there. So there's no one who should become more important than the nation itself. So it's quite sad and very, very unfortunate to have sellouts like Songezo Tshabangu. And anyway, one thing that we are sure of, and one thing that we know, is that they are going to pay so dearly for what they have done against the people of Zimbabwe. So we are watching this space. We are praying as intercessors who believe in the move of God, that God is going to bring liberty to our nation, that all these people that are conniving against the people of Zimbabwe, they are going to also get their fair share of punishment for what they have done. The cries of the Zimbabwean people will never just go unnoticed. The Lord himself has heard the cries of his people, and the freedom for Zimbabwe has come. And this is our time, and this is our season. So as we are beginning to move and to push the new, we are saying the new movement must be intact and in one piece, so that we can put as much pressure as we can on ZANU-PF. We want to make sure that whatever that Mnangagwa is dreaming about, all this Mafidi nonsense, should never come to pass. It should never happen. It must crumble along its ways. And we know that, of course, he is just trying his luck. He's trying his luck, but he's not going to succeed anyway in all these things that he is doing. So this is what it is, family. We continue to give you updates of what is happening in the nation as we continue to intercede and to pray for Zimbabwe with the faith in us that God is with us in this struggle. We are never alone, and we've never been alone. We are hearing God on a daily basis, guiding us in terms of his word and his promises over the nation of Zimbabwe. Freedom for Zimbabwe is coming. Nobody can stop this freedom. It is a reality. It is coming. Let's continue to fight. A luta continua until Zimbabwe is free. The enemy of the Zimbabwean people is going down, and this is the season of change. And change will happen whether they like it or not, whether they still look like they are powerful or not. But change is coming to Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, family, for joining me on the show. Still have one more show to come, so don't go away. Remain blessed.